The Daily Bible in chronological order. New International Version Bible. Jesus cleanses temple. Matthew chapter 21 verses 12 and 13. Mark chapter 11 verses 15 through 17. Luke chapter 19 verses 45 and 46. At the temple. On reaching Jerusalem, Jesus entered the temple area and began driving out those who were buying and selling there. He overturned the tables of the money changers and the benches of those selling doves, and would not allow anyone to carry merchandise through the temple courts. And as he taught them, he said, "Is it not written, 'My house will be called a house of prayer for all nations,' but you have made it a den of robbers." Plot delayed. Mark chapter 11 verse 18 and Luke chapter 19 verses 47 and 48. The chief priests and the teachers of the law heard this and began looking for a way to kill him. But they feared him, because the whole crowd was amazed at his teaching. Yet they would not find any way to do it, because all the people hung on his words. Children praise Jesus. Matthew chapter 21 verses 14 through 16. The blind and the lame came to him at the temple, and he healed them. But when the chief priests and the leaders and the teachers of the law saw the wonderful things he did, and the children shouting in the temple area, "Hosanna to the Son of David," they were indignant. "Do you hear what these children are saying?" they asked him. "Yes," replied Jesus. Have you never heard, or have you never read, from the lips of children and infants you have ordained praise." Purpose of Christ's death. John chapter 12 verses 20 through 26. Now there were some Greeks among those who went up to worship at the feast. They came to Philip, who was from Bethsaida in Galilee, with a request. "Sir," they said, "we would like to see Jesus." Philip went to tell Andrew. Andrew and Philip in turn told Jesus. Jesus replied, "The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. I tell you the truth. Unless a kernel of wheat falls into the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed. But if it dies, it produces many seeds. The man who loves his life will lose it, while the man who hates his life in this world will keep it for eternal life. Whoever serves me must follow me. Where I am, my servant also will be. My Father will honor the one who serves me." Foretelling crucifixion. John chapter 12 verses 27 through 33. Now my heart is troubled, and what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour. No, it was for this very reason I came to this hour. Father, glorify your name. Then a voice came from heaven. I have glorified it, and will glorify it again. The crowd that was there and heard it said it had thundered. Others said an angel had spoken to him. Jesus said, "This voice was for your benefit, not mine. Now is the time for judgment on this world. Now the prince of this world will be driven out, but I, when I am lifted up from the earth, will draw all men to myself." He said this to show the kind of death he was going to die. Call for walking in light. The crowd spoke up. "We have heard from the law that the Christ will remain forever. So how can you say the Son of Man must be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man?" Then Jesus told them, "You are going to have the light just a little while longer. Walk while you have the light, before the darkness overtakes you. Man who walks in the dark does not know where he is going. Put your trust in the light while you have it, so that you may become sons of light." When he had finished speaking, Jesus left and hid himself from them. Return to Bethany. Mark chapter 11 verse 19. In Bethany. When evening came, they went out of the city. Final week, Tuesday morning. Tuesday comes as a day of great confrontation with the religious leaders assembled in Jerusalem. By way of parables, Jesus points out that the leaders' predecessors have always rejected God's messengers that now they themselves are rejecting even the Son of God. This obviously angers the Pharisees. They attempt to trap Jesus into making some statement by which they can have him arrested. His answer takes them by surprise, and they are left with no basis for a charge. The Pharisees are then joined in their questioning by the Sadducees. Although the Sadducees often clash politically and religiously with the Pharisees, the Sadducees are equally threatened by Jesus' teaching, so they are willing to join with the Pharisees to rid themselves of this Galilean troublemaker. Since the Sadducees deny any resurrection from the dead, it is only natural that they try to catch Jesus by posing a potentially embarrassing hypothetical situation concerning any supposed life after death. To their dismay, Jesus, as the Son of God, once again responds with superior spiritual insight. When a Pharisee questioned Jesus concerning the greatest commandment, he delivers a response that goes to the heart of his message and ministry. He then sharply chastises both sects for having failed to grasp the true meaning of worship and service before God, observing a widow contributing all that she has, although it was only two small coins. Jesus points to her as an example of her true spirituality.